morning. So we'll see how much corn we actually chop today. Hopefully our chopper holds up. I don't know how it made it through last year, but somehow it did. And the odds are even less this year, but who knows, maybe it'll hold out. And on top of that, we got all the fourth crop at home here knocked down. It was quite purple and overdue, and the last of third butted right up into fourth, and we knew we were going to run it over chopping corn, so we figured we might as well knock it down. And this is just going to be a hopefully we can make it dry thing. First load going in. Looks like you filled it a little full. Yeah, that's coming out the front, not the side. Just wait. Just wait. If we had more help, we could just blow it right into the truck, but the dump wagon basically eliminates needing multiple trucks, or it takes away one extra truck basically. But as soon as he starts letting her down, we can take off. He wants to race. Smoked him. Sounds so healthy. Love it. First one in. I guess the bright side of having all this hay down is we'll probably scoop up all the loose corn silage laying in the hayfield. So that's a plus. That's pretty efficient if you ask me. Oof. Well, here I am, just waiting. Dad was talking all kinds of smack. Oh, I gotta wait for you in between loads. Yeah, well, he didn't know as I stopped and dinked around with a bunch of other stuff for the first load. And now I'm waiting on him. Sitting here, I finally got loaded after following him around, and I noticed the ears on this corn not very big. That drought really raised hell with everything. It's going to be kind of ugly to see how the actual corn grown for grain, turns out. It ain't looking good. I'll never cuss the rain because I'd rather deal with way too much of it than not enough of it. Well, I got out and grabbed an ear, and it's not super impressive. Didn't quite fill out on the end, and only 16 around. There's some bigger, there's some smaller, but yeah, not overwhelming, to say the least. This corn at home here, it really doesn't get a whole lot of fertilizer, and I'm not even sure it got any fertilizer on it this year. It's 100% cow manure, and combine that with not a lot of rain, and you get that. Disappointing, but I think the plant height is pretty good, so the silage should add up half decent. In corn silage, they say 40% of your yield is your ear. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Might end up chopping more than we thought we would, but it's alright. We'll find something somewhere. One thing I have noticed about this truck is about every other load I gotta air up the seat. And I never notice it until I hit a really bumpy spot, and it just beats the crap out of my back. My back hurts. I'm getting home. I don't like it. And I forgot where they dumped me last. I guess we're gonna play the game of drive around the field. Uh-oh. This ain't good. It's too dirty. Looks like we got a breakdown. Hopefully it's a quick one. Not a bad pile for this one day. Probably just shy of 50 loads. Still got a ways to go. And of course, we got a tore down chopper. Well, chopper's fueled up, ready to roll. I remember my sunglasses today because for some weird reason about halfway through the day yesterday I just got a super bad headache. I must have been looking in the sun or something. I don't know why else I would get a headache. Just kidding. I got those too. Now if only this thing would build some air. You know, there's a certain magic about old trucks like this. Even when your tach doesn't work, you can just use your oil pressure gauge. Frickin' gem. Well, we had a blowout on the old gray Max, so we switched over to the super liner, and I'm not very thrilled about that. This box isn't quite as big, so yeah, the walls ain't quite as tall. Box ain't as big. It's kind of just a lumpy, clunky thing. Nice part is it ain't nowhere near as loud, so that's nowhere near as cool. But yeah, I blew out a tire in the rear end. I noticed it was a little soft yesterday. And I don't know if it blew out when they kept going after I quit for milking cows, or it just happened to blow out on me after driving 50 feet. Probably more of the first thing. I don't know a very PG way to describe the way this truck smells. So this is the PG warning, but it smells like a mouse died in here. 2 or maybe even 4 other mice came along rust all over that mouse, and then also died. This stinks. And when my uncle changed the oil in this truck, getting all of them ready this year, he must have vacuumed this thing, because it's actually pretty clean in here, but there's some smells you just can't vacuum out.